Hi there, homespun friends. It is Sherry, and welcome to the Homespun Wife. I'm coming along today to share with you another Ollie's haul. You know that I have enjoyed going to Ollie's over the summer and finding some incredible deals. Now, I don't do heavy shopping. I just pick up a few things here and there that I think we can use or that will benefit our household, and I don't ever spend a whole lot of money there. So let me dive right in and show you the things that I bought this time at Ollie's. Now, you will remember that last time I went to Ollie's, one of the favorite things that I picked was the garden clogs. They had them for $3.99, and I bought a white pair and a green pair. I think I showed you the green pair. And they didn't have a whole lot of colors, and they didn't have a whole lot of sizes. And matter of fact, they were getting very low in the supply that they had. But when I went back recently, they had totally filled up an entire aisle of the garden clogs, and they had new colors as well. And so they had like an aqua blue, a peach color, they had a tan, it was kind of like a tan pair, and they had a few that had the little fur in them that you could use, more like for the fall and winter time of the year, but they didn't have a lot of sizes in that. But I'm hopeful that maybe they will get some of those, because my goal was to find some that I could wear on into the fall. A lot of times in the fall, I wear, blue jeans and things, and I thought with some socks, I could just stick my foot right in those clogs and they would be comfortable to wear around home or just to run around town. And so while I was there that day, I noticed that they had my size in the navy blue ones. So I picked them up. I have loved wearing these. And I tell you the great thing, even about the white ones, is that you just wash them off. I use a little Mr. Clean sponge and just kind of wipe, around. And even if you get them really dirty outside, if you're out doing something and you get a little mud on them or something, you just can wipe it right off and they clean up beautifully. So these I'm going to put back for the fall. I was so tempted to get other pairs, but I didn't. And as I told you last time, these are only $3.99. Let me show you. $3.99 for these clogs. Can't really beat that, can you? And then another thing that I found, I have bought a box of these one time before, and I was like, these are amazing. And so I wanted to show them to you. I meant to bring a bag in here with me to let you see what they look like out of the package. I may just have to break into one so that you can see it. Have any of you ever used these Flex and Seal Glad bags? They're like the little plastic bags, but they're flexible instead of being like a, I don't know how to explain it to you. Let me show you. These 16-pack of sandwich bags were, oh, I took the price off? No way. Okay, hold on. I've got my receipt. I will tell you what they were. I think they were 99 cents. Yes, they were 99 cents for 16 sandwich bags. And then these were $2.99, but there's 35 of them in this box, and they're the quart size. Let me show you what they look like. I'm going to open up these quart-sized ones so that you can see. Having to break into them now and show you these bags. This is what they look like. Look at how they stretch. It's so wonderful. Like if you have, like sometimes I'll buy a 4-pack of corn or something, and I will we'll eat 2 ears like tonight, and then I'll save 2 for like tomorrow night or something. And and they'll just barely fit into a regular Ziploc bag or something. Well, these are perfect. You can put the corn down in there and just kind of pull this over, and it will just, it will hold it. You can get a lot in here, and it's very stretchy. And so these are well worth the money. If you come across these Flex Seal bags made by Glad, you should get some and try them out. And at Ollie's, they have the best price that I've ever seen. $35 for $2.99. And I reuse a lot of my bags. Like I'll reuse them a couple of times, and then before I throw them away. I don't know if you do that or not. We grew up being frugal, and so that's what we do. And then of course 16 sandwich bags for 99 cents. So I got some more of those. Another thing that I love to get when I come across it is these copper grill mats. Have you ever used these? These were $5.99, and you get 2 of them in there. A lot of people use these to put on their grill to, like, make fish or poultry or something and keep things from falling through their grill. I actually use these in the bottom of my oven as oven liners. My husband, being the baker that he is, there's often batter and things that go down into the bottom of my oven, and I just need something I can pull out and wash off without having to scrub and scrape the bottom of my oven. And so I use these liners. They're heat safe up to 500 degrees. I mean, we rarely use our oven at 500 degrees, you know, for baking cupcakes and things like that, or even, you know, chicken or meatloaf or whatever it is that we're making. And so these work perfectly. I just put them in the bottom of my oven, and then, you know, if there's a spill or something, I take them out, wash them really good. Now, sometimes if something burns, like if there's, you know, if you're making a turkey, I've had that happen once, and the, you know, it kind of spills over a little bit. It'll kind of put a you know, little black mark there on this little mat, and it drives me nuts. I'll use a Mr. Clean sponge to try to get that off, but if it stains it and it won't come up, I just flip it over and use the back side. It looks brand new on the back side. And so I'll use that side as well before I toss it. And so usually I can get away with about 2 of these per year, and that's not a bad price. And so I had I'd used one a couple of months ago, and I have one left. And I thought the next time I see a 2-pack of those, I'm going to get them. And these were $5.99. Do you use something like this in the bottom of your oven? When I was growing up, my mother used aluminum foil. I mean, you know, and we also used aluminum foil on the little burners on our stove. You know, my mom would scrub those little metal you know, what do you call those rings? And she would scrub them as clean as she could, and then she would dry them off, and she would cover them with aluminum foil, and she would change that aluminum foil out every few weeks so that they, you know, look fresh. And I remember my mother was always a very good housekeeper like that, and she wanted things to look nice. So I'm just curious if any of you ever did that. Another deal that I found at Ollie's was this Barbasol shaving cream for women. This is the sensitive skin therapy, and it has the rust-proof aluminum bottom. If you leave this in your shower, you know that some of these cans will get rusty and leave rings on your shower, and you have to scrub endlessly with like soap pads to try to get that off. I can't stand that. But this one has that rust-proof bottom, and it was only $1.79, and this is a giant can. This thing is 10.5 ounces. It's a really big can of the sensitive skin shaving cream for women. This, I think, was one of my favorite finds of the day, and I've been excited to show this to you guys. I saw something over in the corner that had a lot of bright color to it, and I wanted to check it out. And when I went over there, it was placemats. And this set a set of 2 placemats for $4.99. But as soon as I picked the placemats up, I realized that these are not really the kind of placemats that I'm thinking of placemats, right? These were so, I don't know. But when I picked them up, I thought, oh my goodness, these feel like napkins. These don't feel like placemats. And when I looked at the price, well, first of all, it said 100% cotton. You know, it doesn't have any kind of backing on the back side, okay? And they had a 2-pack for 99 cents. Now, my husband and I use cloth napkins here at home about 99% of the time. When we have all of our family come, like for special occasions, whether it might be at Christmas or Valentine's Day or different little things that we get together for, I usually have like special little plates, like nice paper plates and dessert plates, and the little paper napkins that match, you know, like it'll have a heart on it or a Christmas tree on it or whatever. And so we use a lot of disposable things when our family comes to eat with us because there's a lot of us. But when it's just the 2 of us every day, we use cloth napkins. And I thought these would be wonderful for cloth napkins. And cloth napkins are expensive. I don't know if you've priced them or not, but I've priced them online. I have quite a few cloth napkins, but now and then it's nice to have a different pattern or something fresh. And I'm just like, I'm not going to buy those. I can't buy them. They are way too much. So when I saw these, I got really excited. Let me see if I have a pack open. I thought that I did. Okay, here's one. Here's one that's open. Here's another color that I got. They had several colors. And so here's this color. It's like the green, like the country green color. And they had the blue too, which I thought was so country there. The blue, you know, I love these things. So I got 2, there's the 3 colors together, and I thought you could, you know, mix and match these if you have guests, I mean, we have had other couples come and eat with us before, and so, you know, we just pull out our cloth napkins and we could mix and match the colors if we had, because what I did is I bought 4 napkins of each color. So 2 sets of 2. So like two sets of 2 here, and for the green and the blue. Let me show you what they look like out of the package. See, I mean, that's not really, I mean, I hate to say it, that's not really a placemat, but you could either take this and put a napkin ring on it, or, you know, you could just fold it up and use it for a napkin. And I really love this idea. So I purchased these 99 cents for 2 napkins. You really can't beat it. And then another thing that I purchased is a 12-pack of the small Hershey bars for only $1.99. And you know how expensive candy and chocolate is now. And this 12-pack is perfect to give to the grandchildren, these little small bars. You know, they're not very big at all, and everyone can have one, and that's a really good price. So I bought those at Ollie's. And then last but not least, I did have to purchase a book. You know how I am about the books. And the name of this book is Recipes for Gatherings from Mrs. Sundberg's Kitchen by Holly Harden. When I started flipping through this beautiful little cookbook, I loved it. This is from the series, the Lake Wobegon Days. Many of you, remember that series that was done. Of course, the forward is by Garrison Keillor. He kind of had that wonderful radio show and had a movie and all these things out. And this is from that series and that publication. Many of you may be familiar with that. I wanted to give you a free recipe out of here because all of these recipes impressed me with being very simple. None of them were complicated. Let's see if I can read you a few things out of here. Let me just flip through. Like, okay, here's, they're showing you big heart cake, 1 box of cherry chip or strawberry or white cake mix, a container of frosting, pink, white, or chocolate, or you can make your own favorite, and then, assorted decorations that you can put on there, and it tells you how to put together this big heart cake. Now that's just something that's pretty simple there. Homemade meatballs, and there's just a little, it's not many ingredients at all, like ground beef and, your bread, eggs. Of course, we know many of these recipes already, but here's like pecan pie bars. And all that's required is like crescent rolls, chopped pecan, sugar, corn syrup, butter, vanilla, and egg. So simple. These recipes are very simple, but I loved that because it says right here, I love this title, Lutheran Church Basement Potluck. And all of the recipes in here are kind of like, and it also gives you like these ideas that you can, ideas that you can do for, I guess, having gatherings or keeping the conversation going. It says, make it your own, do certain things to make each little gathering or dinner that you have your own. So this is such a cute book, but the recipe that I wanted to give you, I'm going to put the details in the description box below, is for pumpkin dip. Now, my daughters and I absolutely love the fall time of year. It is our favorite. I have twin girls. They both live here in town where we do, and we love to get together for different little sprees that we do. One of the things we enjoy is when the first fall decorations come out. The first time we see them, and it's usually in June or July, you know how it is, we'll start taking pictures and sending them to one another in a 3-way chat, because we talk in a 3-way text all the time. And we'll start sending pictures. Oh, look, I see a pumpkin today, or, oh my goodness, look, I found some kitchen towels. They're putting out the kitchen towels with pumpkins on them. I know that when back to school time came, I started sending them pictures of things I was finding for back to school, because that's always a signal that fall is close at hand. And so when I found this little book that had the recipe for pumpkin dip in it, I took a snapshot of it and I said, look at one of the recipes in the book that I bought today. And they put hearts, they'll put hearts on there. And one of our daughters, every year that she's lived in her house, well, maybe for like the last 5 years, she's had a volunteer or 2 volunteer pumpkin vines that are growing up. They just come up out of nowhere. She doesn't plant them or anything. They just come up. And they grow into these sweet pumpkins that she uses all around, her house for the holiday. And her children get a great joy in watching those grow, and they get huge like the vines. You know how pumpkin vines are, they just keep going and running, and they're fascinated by that. And so every other day or so she sends a picture and says, look how much my pumpkins have grown today. Each time it looks just a little bit bigger, and it's lots of fun. Even though we live close together, we still communicate a lot like that. And so the pumpkin dip, you need a 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese softened, 2 cups of pumpkin pie filling, 2 cups of powdered sugar, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. Beat the cream cheese in a large bowl until smooth. Beat in the pumpkin pie filling. Add the sugar, cinnamon, and ginger and continue to mix well. You can serve this with cookies or fruit, and you can store it leftover in the refrigerator. This makes about 3 cups of dip. So there you go. That is how you can make you some pumpkin dip for the season that's just ahead. Now, we are still at the end of July, but August is approaching quickly, and before we know it, September will be here, and we are looking forward to that fall season that's coming ahead. I enjoy the season that I'm in. I'm so thankful for each season that comes, but I like looking ahead. I know when it's wintertime and it starts getting to be like January and February, I'm thinking ahead to spring. And then when spring comes, I'm thinking ahead to the grandchildren being out of school and getting in the swimming pool and going to watch ball games with them and all the fun things. And then, when summer is here, I'm looking ahead to fall and thinking, oh, I wonder if we're going to take a train ride this year, or if we're going to go to the corn maze again, or I wonder what kind of recipes we're going to have. I wonder what we're going to do for Thanksgiving, and what's a recipe I can make. And do you do that? Do you look ahead when the seasons come? What a joy it is that God has given us this wonderful life to live, that we can always look ahead to the blessings that are in store, because we know that He's going to make them happen. Friends, thank you so much for just spending a little bit of time with me today, seeing what I picked up in my recent Ollie's haul. Now, where do you like to shop for your discount things? And tell me something that you bought recently that maybe you are needing around your house. And if you found it for a good deal, that's even better. Look forward to seeing you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.